Welcome, Mr. Cason Best, to Reality Check.
Thanks for having me, Ross. Yeah, appreciate it.
Let me give you first a bit of a bio on who Cason is. He graduated from West Point in 2016. He was the captain of the men's tennis team. He was commissioned as an infantry officer. He became an Army Ranger, Airborne, Air Assault, Space Cadre qualified, served as a platoon leader and company executive officer in the 82nd Airborne Division. He was a combat infantryman in Afghanistan in 2019, and he was attached to the Special Operations Task Force in Afghanistan. In 2020, he served as the Special Operations Task Force Future Operations Officer, responsible for coordinating all Army Special Forces combat operations in the country. Quite a role. He transitioned to be an intelligence officer for the 10th Special Forces Group and was a military intelligence detachment commander responsible for 65 intelligence personnel during the sighting he's going to tell us about in February of 2022. He served as the senior intelligence officer, the SIO, for the Special Operations Task Force Europe, responsible for managing all Army Special Forces intelligence activities in Europe. Now, he's left the Army and he's just graduated from the MIT MBA program.
Jesus Christ, this is a kid-looking motherfucker and he has this mountain of credentials on his name. I mean, he was overseeing the entire military operations in Britain. Is that what I heard? Jesus Christ, what is even going on? This guy's parents must be so proud of him, okay? And this is going to be one of the new whistleblowers coming forward, and Ross has the most insane questions for this man. So make sure you don't go anywhere. You like and subscribe. It's free. It's buttons. Humans like buttons. And yeah, it helps out so much more than you know and think. And the Patreon is down below. $1 would not break your budget, okay?
Sticking out your tongue for the picture. You're so pretty. You're so popular.
What did you see?
It's hard to describe. Even now, just a few years later, it was unlike anything that I frankly could have made up. And I'm not the most creative person, but it was a massive, perfectly still elliptical object. And the stillness was just shocking. Like it was almost tied to a fixed point in space. If I were to guess, and this is hard to say, 6 miles away, but I would guess maybe 300 feet at least. Elliptical like this, white in color, comprised of these uniform panels that seem to be all pentagons, but were all irregularly shaped. They were joined at the seams, the linear seams, and these irregularly shaped but uniform in area pentagonal panels were like a mother of pearl or a white ceramic color. And it was a perfect sunny Colorado bluebird day, 50 degrees, not a cloud in the sky. And you could see these panels move as they kind of glisten in the sun.
What did you call the object? What was your nickname for it?
So we didn't have a nickname. Maybe we'll get into it a little bit later, but Arrow, their office nickname for this object was the crystalline potato.
Crystalline potato.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It didn't seem like it was made of crystal, but it did have a kind of a reflection to it.
I think you've told me previously it had kind of a mother of pearl look to it.
Yeah, absolutely. All the panels were the same. And again, they were kind of seamed at the linear edges of all of them. It was in a pattern that just did not make sense. Like, because you could tell that there was three-dimensionality to it.
Three-dimensionality.
It was a pattern that was hard to comprehend.
The paneling. Forgive me, three-dimensionality to the paneling? Is that what you mean?
To like the skin of the object, to the topography of the exterior of the object itself. Like you could very much tell that the object was three-dimensional and elliptical, but then it had like topography along it. So like kind of peaks and valleys that were comprised of these panels.
So I appreciate the object was 6 miles away over Cheyenne Mountain, one of the most secure military complexes in the world. Can you estimate its length and height?
Yeah, again, this is probably the most uncertain aspect of the observation, but I would say at least 300 feet in length and then maybe 150 feet in height. Very large.
That's what she said.
It's a clear blue sky day?
Perfectly blue bird. Anybody who's been out to Colorado, the day after it snows, oftentimes it's just shockingly beautiful. There wasn't a cloud in the sky for 360 degrees.
So how high off the ground at the top of the Cheyenne Peak would it have been hovering?
Yeah, so Cheyenne Mountain itself is comprised of 2 peaks with a saddle in the middle. On the, if you're facing west, on the left peak is an antenna array. And so it's pretty much right over that antenna array, a little bit to the right of it. If I were to guess, again, this is hard to say, but maybe 500 feet above.
Before we continue today's video, let's just have a word with our sponsor. This sponsor is our own channel, Alien Antics. Guys, take this time to subscribe. Where do you consume all your UFO news? Goddamn, this is the best place to do it. We got the best community, we got the best theme, we have the best kind of humor, okay? We don't censor nothing over here. So you're gonna be getting all the good stuff, uncensored stuff, some thoughts, some opinions, and it would be greatly appreciated. Patreon down below. And as for the video, that's not even all, not even by a long shot. We got so much more detail we're gonna be going into right now, so don't go anywhere.
So how many men are with you as you're looking up at this object, and how long do you see the object for?
Yeah, so all 5 of us, myself included, are, we get to the top of the stairs and we're naturally looking at the mountain, and already over that saddle is this object. And having somebody who's been in combat, when you have a truly unique experience, you kind of get that tunnel vision and just the shock factor. And so we were all just transfixed on what we were seeing, trying to perceive it. But enough time elapsed so that we had shared some expletives, confirmed that all 5 of us saw it. We're able to postulate what we may or may not be seeing. So if I were to guess, at least 30 seconds.
Now, help me here. Please tell me one of you whipped out a phone and started filming.
It's a good question. And, from the nature of going from one skiff to another, we didn't have our phones on us. But frankly, it was such a shocking experience that I didn't even think of bringing out a phone, even if I did have it.
Can I ask you this, Kason? A lot of people tell me when they see objects like this, is there any awareness of the object anywhere else on the base? Or is it only you 5 that are in the open air able to see this object? Do you have the sense? A lot of people have told me they have the sense sometimes that these objects appear to be showing themselves to them and nobody else, and that sometimes it looks as if nobody else can actually see what they're seeing. Is there any reaction anywhere else in any of the military complexes adjacent to this object?
So the top of the stairs is a parking lot. That's where we were located. We didn't see anybody else in that parking lot, but it was, 30 minutes before lunchtime. So it was pretty quiet naturally. If I were to guess that it was 30 minutes later that we observed this object, it'd be very much crowded. We couldn't see anybody else around us. So it would be just speculation, to be honest. But the one thing that strikes me is that this object was very much already there and stationary before we came into the line of sight for observing.
And speaking of Lockheed supposed technology, right? I mean, we've all heard the recent rumor that Lockheed Martin and the Tic Tac, there's a connection there, and it's actually secret tech of Lockheed Martin's Skunk Works. We've seen some supposed fake models leaked. There's some really interesting stuff going on Twitter, so follow me there. See all the stuff we interact with. It's crazy times, guys. But have you been looking at the ads of theirs recently and them showing off some of their technologies that are hidden?
I work at the Skunk Works, and it's got a legacy of doing the things that people don't think can be done. Flying very high, flying very fast, making airplanes invisible to radar. Where do we go next? That's always the fun question.
Right now our airplane designs are very reductionist. We have fuel over here. We have the cockpit. We have the engine. They're all separate parts. What if we could integrate those parts together in a holistic manner?
Can we do things like embed the carbon nanotubes to make conductive structure so that information doesn't flow through a wire next to a structure, but literally flows through the structure?
We'll be able to grow or make a structure that, say, is the skin of an aircraft, that inside of that is also contained the sensors or the energy storage or many different multiple functions.
New materials that are on the lab bench right now, they can literally change shape on command. They can become almost a muscular material.
We could have an airplane that optimizes its shape for the different flight conditions it's in.
There's definitely a lot of amazing technology that's going on with the Lockheed Samurai, based on a small maple seed-like looking device. The fact that we can package enough energy for something like that to fly and still carry a sensor, a camera, enough control capability for it to fly is amazing to me. As we go forward, we're going to find new ways of using these unmanned vehicles.
They'll probably be autonomous, so they'll be like UAVs, but carry cargo around where there are currently no infrastructure in place.
We may have small swarms of small vehicles interacting with a larger vehicle that basically combines the information from that swarm. So maybe one vehicle flies a small distance and another vehicle learns from it and knows which way to fly.
Probably what makes sense is a heterogeneous swarm. One where not every element of the swarm is the same. Some elements of the swarm carrying sensors, some carrying other types of electronics. So it's an adaptable system that can adapt to a changing environment and a changing future that is difficult for us to predict.
So as you can see, the tech, that was from a long time ago. There's no even saying what we could have today, so it's pretty mind-boggling. I just wish it would come out, but as a statement has been made in the past, it would take an act of God to get this out. Now, I'm not going to plug anymore or beg for money like usual, but yeah, you know what to do, so fuck off and go enjoy your Saturday.
Fucking degenerate.